See, they say that Angel Snub 7 don't care about the people. But Angel Snub 7 cares about the people because I'm bold enough to tell you the truth. And I don't give a damn if you give me a dime. I'm not looking for your money. Nobody takes down Angel Snubbing Up 7 easy. There's a reason why. After 100 channels destroyed, Angel Snubbing Up 7 is still here. There's a reason why nobody want to get in a beef with Angel Snubbing Up 7. If you don't take me seriously,
Oh, okay.
He ain't no more American no more.
Oh, he's not.
No. No more. It's like, you know, like Moorish American is equivalent to like a Chinese American. I mean,
Yes.
you know, like the Chinese say, I'm not Chinese no more. That's the Lord I was there. I'm not more.
I'm stopped. I'll tell you. Stop.
I quit. He put his hands on the ground. I quit this stuff. Like a Chinese man. I no more Chinese. No more. So Lord Albert, he no more. He gone. He retired. He's a freeman now. So sis, I got to go back and look at some of them.
nobody takes down Angel Snubbing Up 7 easy. There's a reason why. After 100 channels destroyed, Angel Snubbing Up 7 is still here. There's a reason why nobody want to get in a beef with Angel
That was
Snubbing
the
Up
brother
7.
that actually warned me because Brother Minister was.
If you don't take me seriously,
Associated me because of when we were recording at the time back in the day. People just like, okay, that's just enough. And that was the brother who warned me. And I want to, be careful about this. And I was like, he told me he was very open about his past. I think I'm fairly certain that I could inspire him to be, his better self or whatever. I was covering and everything. But there were some things.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media, wherever you may find me. I am known as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. I would like to apologize for our technical difficulties this afternoon. Technical difficulties are those things which are out of our control. I do not control the internet. I do not control how computers work. I am not proficient on what causes these technical difficulties. I just have to work with what I have. So as long as it does us a little justice, we will use whatever we can, whatever they give us, we will do the best we can, whatever it is given to us. I guess this is a troll. This is a troll trying to be smart, but actually they don't know that that is what we say here. When we talk about our ancestors, we only give honor and respect and in memory to those prior to ourselves. On this platform, we know our ancestors can't do nothing for us. We know this. So you're absolutely right. And you are in the right place, because if we don't do something for ourselves, it won't get done. You are in the right place. We know that those who are ancestors, unless they are living, there are living ancestors who could help us. But we know those who are no longer on this earth, in this world, we know that they can't help us. So you are absolutely correct, Juanita Mitchell. You're absolutely correct that our ancestors cannot do nothing for us. But just like you will, remember your mother and your father or cousins, grandfather, those who come before us. That's all we do here, is remember, and whatever they left behind, any type of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we will hope to use that so that we can better our lives here in this world, the only world that we know of. So thank you for that comment. Thank you for reinforcing and ensuring us that what we bring is reality, because you're real. And if we say something that is not real, Juanita, then please feel free to correct us, because I want to keep us real. Again, we apologize for technical difficulties. I want to welcome our Facebook and Instagram listeners to the broadcast. Thank you so much for our Deacons of Reality this afternoon. Those who are listening and those who will be listening to this broadcast at a later time. I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time because we're busy and there are other things that we could be doing. It's always an honor let's shout out our Facebook, because I know I get caught up in YouTube. I just want to make sure that my Facebook and Instagram listeners, I do not ignore you. It's very difficult for me to try to watch Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. But of course, Facebook and Instagram is very, very important. So we thank you for joining us this afternoon. Our topic for this afternoon is our responsibility for telling the truth. Our responsibility for telling the truth. I begin our session by saying this. Who knows how many times, and I have been on social media since at least November of 2007. Who knows how many times? I know at least 3 or 4. How many times have I come before my listening audience to give a farewell speech? How many times? At least 3 or 4 more. How many times do I want to quit this ministry, this platform? I have seen so many come and go. I mean, countless. I can't even remember the faces and the names. Since 2007, so many have come and so many have gone. So many sincere, wonderful people have been on this media, and they have been forced to run away. And unlike myself being so controversial, being so, the ideology is so new, the ideology being so new, they were forced by false flagging. They were forced by YouTube to leave social media. And they had information and they had stories that they wanted to tell. I've seen so many come, I've seen so many go. I myself have been flagged over 100 times just on YouTube. You would think I would say, forget it, I'm done. But I say to myself, well, first of all, I'm not a quitter. And when I decide to quit, when I decide to give up, it's not going to be because YouTube or some trolls. It's going to be because I want to do that. So when you false flag me, when you try to slander my name, when you seek to destroy me, you actually feed or give me the energy that I need in order to stay. Because if you had left me alone, I probably would have gave up. But every time I decide to give up, here comes Google, terminate the channel. Here comes some trolls, and it gives me the energy to stay. They feed the energy. They give me the energy to keep going. Stupid. You trying to destroy somebody, and you're actually giving them the energy. You are actually inspiring them to move forward. Because whether right or wrong, in our minds, when we are terminated, when we are flagged, many of us feel as though, wow, we must be a threat to the power structure. We must be bringing something that is messing up somebody's groove. And so false flagging and making these slander videos, you actually encourage and help the person that you're trying to destroy. And again, I'm not a quitter, so thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the encouragement and the inspiration to continue on the soul train. Another thing, or another reason why I decide not to quit and to stop bringing this revelation to us, because I know it's good for us. I know that it is on time. I know my ancestors are not quitters. No matter the obstacle that they faced, from the slave plantation to Jim Crow to the Black Lives Matter police brutality of 2000s, we keep pushing. We keep moving on. And it makes no difference what we use to keep moving on. Some of us, we need Jesus. Some of us, we need Allah. Some of us, we need some crack. We need some weed, whatever it is that we use in order to keep pushing forward. We don't quit. We've always been in a horrible place. From the slave plantation, a horrendous place. But in our minds, sooner or later, it's going to get better. Sooner or later, we're going to reach that promised land that Dr. King spoke of. Many of us, like Dr. King, I might not get there with you, but we're going to make it to that promised land because we're not quitters. We know it's there. Don't know exactly how we're going to get there, but we're going to make it. And so I stand on the shoulder of Dr. King. I stand on the shoulder of Brother Malcolm. I stand on the shoulder of our people, my ancestors, who kept pushing. You can lynch me. You can deny me human rights. You can make me a slave. You can tar and feather me. You can do whatever you wish. But I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving. Like they say, because my eyes is on the prize. We may not really understand what that prize consists of, but whatever it is, we know it's great, and I'm going to get it. Just like some of us brothers, we chase women. I'm going to get it. And you spend your money, and you will do things out of the ordinary because that woman I want, and I'm going to get her. And we deserve. We deserve because of our suffering, because of our struggle, we deserve the promised land. We deserve heaven on earth. So I can't quit. I have to continue to move forward and encourage others to move forward the same way I was encouraged to move forward. Don't be a quitter. We're not that. We did not go through what we've been through because we're quitters. It's a hard road, though. Life, this is a hard road. This is a difficult road, living. Dying is easy. To lay down and just let your breath leave your body. That's easy. Living, especially in this environment, predators all around you. They want to steal your car. They want to lie on you, cheat and steal, want to molest your children. Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Ha 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 was a rap song. Living is difficult. And how difficult it is when you come from a people, all we have known is hell. And there's always somebody trying to break our peace. Always. If it ain't the oppressor, it's your own people that break your peace. Because we are versions of them walking in flesh. And I don't care how pro-black you are. I don't care how Pan-African you think you are. You walk like your oppressor. You talk like your oppressor. Your mind is like your oppressor. That's why you can't get your act together, because you're like them. And you want to keep them because you are part of them. You want to keep them in power. Because in order to take them out of power, you have to be, and I have to be, opposite of them. But you're like them. So that's why instead of destroying this world that they built, you keep it afloat because you're like them. the Jesus in the scriptures, whether we believe in Jesus or not, but the Jesus in the scriptures taught his people, you have to be in the world, but not of this world. That's what the Jesus taught. And those looking at you, because they know you are not of this world, they will acknowledge your presence. How come you're not like us? A prime example at one time was the Nation of Islam. They're not like us. You don't eat pork? Look at the brothers, always clean shaven and looking clean, and the sisters dressed all beautiful people. You're not like us. But see, the forces of this world is so great. It still took a toll on them when they made the worst mistake they ever could do, was slander and kill another Muslim. And the people that actually was putting them on a pedestal, they became disappointed. Because maybe in Jesus I'm wrong. Maybe this is how we need to roll. But then they expose themselves just like anybody else in this world. And so in 2022, they spent a lot of time, we didn't kill Malcolm. We didn't do that to Malcolm. Blah, blah, blah. Now you have to defend yourself 24 hours a day. We are to be in this world, but not of this world. And until you and I begin to actually practice that concept, we're going to stay right here where we belong, in the trash can. And we talk about that all the time here. You're in the trash can because you are trash. That's why you're here. And you're definitely going to stay in the trash can when you don't embrace truth. Because I'm told that the truth shall set you free. That's what I'm told. And if you're not free, if you're not liberated, then clearly you must not have the truth. I was taught as a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when I myself was in the Nation of Islam under Minister Louis Farrakhan. I was taught to stand on the truth regardless to consequence. Stand on the truth. Stand with right no matter what. Do not support wrong. Many of us, because we cool with people, we will be silent because I'm cool with you. I like you. So I'm not going to tell you about the wrong that you do because we cool. If you're wrong, I don't want to be around you anyway. If you foul, I don't want to be around you anyway. Because if you claim to be righteous and a truth bearer, and somebody is bringing to us, hey, you're messing up. Why would you get angry at someone that's showing you something that you might not see, that you're messing up? It was a hurtful thing for me because I didn't know. When I learned about how the Nation of Islam treated Malcolm X, I did not like that. Elijah Muhammad was the father that I never had. Elijah Muhammad was the father figure. Elijah Muhammad was my example of manhood. Elijah Muhammad was supposed to be this strong, righteous figure for me. And when I heard this tragic story of this man called Malcolm X, that whole situation hurt me. I could not, because I'm taught by Elijah Muhammad, stand with the truth, stand what's right. I could not, in good conscience, because I love Elijah Muhammad, I could not stand with Elijah Muhammad on those decisions and those behaviors of Nation of Islam. And that's what they do right now to this day. And that's why they will never be successful. Wrong is wrong, right is right. It was not right for what the Nation of Islam done to that man after 12 years of service. Firebomb his house, threatening his life and his children and his wife. That's wrong. And when the dust settles, all the rumors, all that's been proven right. You can be in denial all you want. All of it is right. So they lost out on a blessing. Many of these people, they lose out on blessings because they become a victim of money, booty, material things, praise, instead of keeping their eyes on the prize, which is the upliftment and the liberation of a people. And so if you believe in God, God took it all away from you. And you want to pretend like God is giving it back to you. No. You had your chance. And you have been proven unworthy, and you still are unworthy to take the people to the prize. It doesn't make any difference because thousands of people listen to you. So what? But that's all you need to satisfy your little self-righteous ego. That's all you're going to get. Louis Farrakhan said that through him, Elijah Muhammad would get all his people. Well, we know that's not going to come true. Louis Farrakhan is close to 90 years old now, and he has too many brothers and sisters who don't like him, and he's made too many mistakes because of his ego, his grandiosity. It's not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen. Because when you talk about all through Louis Farrakhan, you're going to get all my people. It's not going to happen in the manner that you think. It's possible, but not in the manner that you think. We'll talk about that maybe one day. But if you're looking and watching, there's only one way that you can get all the people through Louis Farrakhan. And it's certainly not through what Louis Farrakhan has produced, because that is not for all the people. That's for the believers. It's not for all the people. And why should I hold back? You're looking at what's for all the people. The Realities Tip on Earth Internet Ministry, Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign is founded upon all the people. We're not asking you to believe in nothing. There is no teachings. There is nothing to believe. You don't have to believe in reality. All we have to do is embrace reality and make the appropriate choices. There is no teachings. There is no belief. And we embrace all the people, not just believers, because there's nothing here to believe. So we stand here, all the people. And if we can't get all the people, then it won't get done. The only way Louis Farrakhan can get all the people is via Angel Snub 7, this platform. That's the only way. Because if it wasn't for the activity of Louis Farrakhan, I wouldn't be here. Louis Farrakhan is the reason why I'm here. I'm not ashamed to say, and I give people their credit. So if we get all the people, then Elijah Muhammad is right that through Louis Farrakhan, I get all the people, but not through Farrakhan, through Angel Snub 7, through the Realities Tip on Earth, through the implementation of Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. That's the only way, whether you like it or not. All these other ways and strategy, you've done that for the last 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, because it's not your job. And those leaders, they failed because they crumpled under ego and booty and money instead of keeping their eyes on the prize. The government or whoever murdered Medgar Evers and Dr. King and Malcolm and our greatest people because they could not be bought. They did not fall for the booty and material things. Give me liberation or give me death. And so since people like that can't be bought, we got to get rid of them. And let's bring up a weaker version of them. Farrakhan is weaker than Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm. Jesse Jackson is weaker than Dr. King. The new Black Panther Party is weaker than the original Black Panther Party. Let's raise a weaker version so they can be happy, so they can pretend like they got something going on. This is what you see. Weaker versions that have not even accomplished what the old versions done. What kind of programs have the new Black Panther Party created? Nothing. What has Louis Farrakhan done compared to the original Nation of Islam? Nothing. What is the RBG Nation this brand new Universal Negro Association, UNI, what have they accomplished? More than Marcus Garvey? Nothing. So we will allow the creation of these weaker versions so they can keep the people docile, pretending to be like the original. Nothing close. But this talk is not about that. This talk is about telling the truth, of which that's what we're doing. And you cannot debunk, you cannot refute what's being said here, because time and the obvious is on my side. So you can get angry and upset all you want to. It's like arguing with somebody at a track and field meet, and they telling you that they jump 5 foot and they only jump 3. When it's obvious, when you look at the ground, you did not jump 5 foot. It's obvious. Or you counting it wrong. They coming up with all these scenarios. Well, in Chinese inches, it would be 6 foot. Woo! Really? That's what you hear. We want to talk about telling the truth is a great responsibility, because that's why a lot of people would rather be ignorant. Because when you're ignorant, you can always say, I didn't know. Nobody did tell me nothing. I didn't know. Terry, I didn't know. You can always play the nut role. Play the stupid role. They do that with me all the time. Play the nut role, the stupid role. Like they really idiots. But at the same time, I'm a scholar. I do my research. I'm so intelligent. Then they play stupid when it's convenient. Now, in the criminal justice system, when you tell the truth, they call you a snitch. And actually, that's what I'm doing. I'm snitching on Islam. I'm snitching on the new Black Panther Party. I'm snitching on the Nation of Islam. I am snitching on the Moorish Science Temple. I am snitching, bringing the reality and the truth about these things, these teachings to us. So I'm a snitch. In the criminal world, snitching or telling the truth is a bad thing. Why? Because I'm a criminal. I'm a liar. I'm a cheater. I'm a murderer. So if the truth is revealed to me, it messes up my criminal activity. But in the Black community, there's a no snitch policy. Why is that? Because when you become a snitch, you become a threat to those who are liars and murderers, rapists and pedophiles. How can that be a bad thing? Because telling the truth, being a snitch, will bring you violence from the criminal underworld. I'm going to say that again. To be a snitch will bring violence to you from the criminal underworld. In our community, in the Black soul community, when we talk about snitch, we act like that's a bad thing. When snitch is a good thing. What does snitching do? Snitching brings justice to those who are denied justice. It brings a peace of mind to those whose peace have been broken. So you see a murder, and you can tell law enforcement, that's the man that done it. But if the man finds out that you know what he done, then they put you on the hit list. Because criminals don't want to be ratted out. Righteous people, good people, they don't care what you snitch about because they have nothing to hide. But a criminal has something to hide. A deceiver and a liar. Oh, you a snitch. I'm a snitch. Because you don't want your criminal activity, your foul behavior to be exposed because you are leeching off somebody. Now you tell me, why is it all right for us to snitch on white people? For an example, you want to expose all the evil and the horrors of slavery, and they gave our babies to alligators, and they put our faces, call us Sambo, put our faces on cups and mugs and postcards and everything that you can find about the white man. You want to tell. That kind of snitching is all right. But you have drug dealers and rapists and pedophiles and all kinds of riffraff in your community. And we need to be quiet and shut up. We won't protect the one that's telling the truth because of fear. And this is why the criminal underworld, this is why a lot of these governments are in power, because they use fear to control the masses. There's corruption all over. Do you know how many people would like to come and tell us the foul things that the United States government is doing? Or Walmart? Or the oil company? It's a lot of people. They see these things. They know. But if I snitch, I put my life and my family in jeopardy. Fear. Because we live in a criminal environment. Because the snitch is bringing truth. So I'm a criminal. I have to get rid of the truth teller. Exactly. I'm a whistleblower. I'm exposing all this pro-black stuff and religion, spirituality. I'm a whistleblower. Because you are criminals. You're lying to the people. You're feeding them fantasy and fiction so that you can exploit them. So they will remain docile. They will not make the appropriate choices they need in order to liberate themselves from a horrible situation that's going on 500 years old once and for all. You want to keep them in this position so that you continue to feed off their blood. And then we have parasites among our own people that do the same thing. Feed you all these fantasy stories, what I'm going to do and blah, blah, blah. It has not been done in 100 years. And so they get angry at Angel Snub number 7. They get angry at this platform because we are whistleblowers. You cannot debunk, you cannot refute the things that we say from this platform. You can get upset. And your research and your information don't work here. That only works with other people who believe in stuff, who live in their fantasy world. We don't live in a fantasy world here. So I'm a snitch. I'm a whistleblower. And when you become a snitch and a whistleblower, they lie on you. They find things to make you look like you the bad guy. And when all that does not work, then they seek to take your life. This is what we have experienced in this country. They tried to slander Dr. King. Well, you know, Dr. King messing around on his wife. Dr. King smoked cigarettes. But when all those things don't work, well, I guess we're going to have to kill him. Guess we're going to have to kill him. Can't stop him. The unfortunate thing here is that they know that when Dr. King is killed, nobody else can step up to the plate. So all those years of the civil rights movement, it only took one bullet to destroy all that. Because the people themselves are cowards. You are afraid. I even heard them on the internet. I don't want to be like Malcolm X. I don't want to be like Dr. King. You see what happened to them. Freedom is not free. Liberation is not free. You live in a nation that a lot of people sacrificed and they died to get this, regardless to the method of how America was created. A lot of people, men, women, and children, died so the United States of America could exist. If you're not willing to do that, shut the hell up, sit your happy ass down, and enjoy the ride. It's simple as that. I've never heard of a people become liberated because I opened up a business, because I refurbished a house, I fixed some cars, because of digital real estate. You don't get freedom and liberation with that stuff. If you can, please show me in the history, since y'all do y'all research and got the information, show me anywhere in the history where a people became liberated from an oppressor because they opened up an ice cream stand. Well, I opened up an ice cream stand. They leave me alone now because I sell good ice cream. It does not happen that way. We look at life and we look at things delusional, and it's because of fear. We don't want to die. We don't want to suffer and sacrifice. We want to live comfortable. We want liberation, but we want to be comfortable. That's not how it works. We continue to live in a slave-like condition because that's how we behave, that's how we act, and so that's what you are. A modern-day million-dollar slave, a digital real estate selling ass slave, an ice cream selling ass slave, take your pick, slave. Not to pick on nobody, but Bob Johnson of BET is a slave. Will Smith is a slave. Chris Rock is a slave. You got two slaves slapping each other on stage. Two slaves, like they did back in the day. Two slaves fighting each other, killing each other. Jay-Z, Beyonce is a slave. EnVogue is a slave. I'm a slave. We all slaves. If you don't like it, change it. You want to change it. You don't know how, and you're too damn scared. This is coming from the snitch. All damn slaves. Until you prove, till you show and prove different, you're slaves. You talk well, you dress well, but they did that during actual physical slavery. There was a lot of slave pictures I saw. Some of those slaves was dressed better than the massa was. Nothing changed except the people in the game. The slave had, some of those slaves had the white woman. They had the white man, just like you're doing now. But you have no power. You have no influence. You control no resources. You make no laws because you're a damn slave. They don't mind giving you some ding-a-ling. They don't mind giving you some vagina. So what? But I'm not going to give you no power. I'm not going to give you those things which make you qualified to be called a true, fully functioning man, a true, full functioning woman. We're going to fight you on that one. We don't mind you being a slave. So, of course, and then you have all these suckers claiming they can get you off the slave plantation. The only thing they've done is take you from one slave plantation and put us on another. Now you on a Moorish slave plantation, Islam slave plantation, or some other. They have new plantations for us to go to. Long as we slaves. Because you're not going to do what it takes in order to really free yourself, liberate yourself once and for all. We got to get rid of that Malcolm. Don't worry about that. They're going to kill Malcolm. We don't have to worry about him. They mad at him. They're going to kill him anyway. Just sit back in the cut. Those Negroes going to kill their own. And that's what you do. You hate on and will kill your greatest helpers. Incredible. So I don't care. Because death was good for Malcolm. Death was good for Dr. King. Death was good for Medgar Evers and some of our others. I don't care. I will talk and I would bring and I would snitch and I would be a whistleblower until I can't whistle no more. The sad thing about it is you're supposed to keep going in the manner that is brought here. If you want to kill somebody, you got to kill all of us. They kill one person, and that's the end. They deported Marcus Garvey, and Marcus Garvey was supposed to have from 2 to 6 million people behind him. They deported. They didn't even kill Marcus Garvey. They deported Marcus Garvey, and it all fell apart. 6 million people. 6 million. Now, that's sad. That's because we have a slave mindset. We have a herd animal mentality. We're supposed to be like warriors on the battlefield. Remember those old Civil War documentaries? And somebody said, charge. And somebody take the flag. And they move forward. And then if the person who's holding the flag gets shot down, somebody picks up that flag and we keep moving forward. Marcus Garvey fell and they all fall down. Dr. King fell. They all fall down. Malcolm couldn't even get his organization off the ground. Somebody should have took up that banner. It all fall down. Because a lot of our organizations is based upon personality. So when the personality is killed, because the substance, you can't kill the substance. You can't kill the desire and the will to be liberated. You can't kill that. You can only kill the flesh and blood. That's why I exist. That's why many of us out here, we exist. Because if they could kill that, we wouldn't be here. It's natural for us not to want to be oppressed. That's natural. So some of us, we are going to snap out of the matrix and we're not going to be satisfied with the biscuits from the master table. I want my own. I'm tired of this plantation. It's time for us to run away. You can't kill that desire. Even some of y'all animals that you have as pets at home. If you give that bird a chance, it's going to fly out your house and won't come back. That cat is not going to come back. That dog, give them a chance. A lot of these animals will leave because it's not natural for no life to be a slave and dependent upon somebody else. Unless you're a baby. So if that's the case, why y'all getting upset when they call you boy? Because boys are dependent upon their parents for whatever they need. And we have a boy mentality. We depend on some other man. Oh man, get out of here talking that crap. Okay, if I'm talking that crap, sir, if I'm talking that crap, ma'am, make a list. What do you have in your house that you produce? Did you build your house? Produce the wood, the plastic, the electricity, the gas, the rubber? What you bought all those things, but what do you produce, sir, ma'am? You don't even produce milk for your baby anymore, sister. You got to go to the grocery store and get some Similac and some Enfamil, some fake ass milk for your baby. You don't even produce milk. You give whatever little milk you do produce to a full-grown man with 32 teeth in his mouth. Don't bite too hard. Don't bite too hard. You got teeth in your mouth. There's a grown-ass man. And you got the baby in the crib. That's mine. That ain't daddy. That ain't daddy. That's mine. Won't even give a child your breast. You gonna give your breast to a grown man with 32 teeth in his mouth. Talk about don't bite too hard. Oh, that's just right. There you go. That's all right. Okay. Whew. Freedom is not free. Liberation is not free. Somebody got to pay the price. It's simple as that. So okay, so we know the truth teller, the whistleblower, the snitch. When you decide to do those things, there's a target on your back. But there's nothing wrong with being a whistleblower. There's nothing wrong with being a snitch and a truth teller. That represents justice for somebody. That's a good thing. Only criminals, only liars and deceivers would have problems with somebody bringing us the truth. And truth hurts. Truth hurts the liar, the murderer, the rapist, the pedophile, the criminal. Truth does not hurt righteous people. Whistleblowing does not hurt righteous people. Only criminals. There are many who say that they represent the truth. Truth is not belief. And you will hear them say, we represent the truth, the plain truth. No, you represent some truth. This is what makes things confusing, because they do offer some truth. They do offer some reality. And this is why it's very difficult for us to see through the deception and the falsehood, is because it's hidden, because they do use truth and they do offer facts. And they do have good research. And they do have good information. But that's not their foundation. Their foundation is fantasy, delusions, and fabrication. Truth is not beliefs. You cannot come and talk about you are a believer. I believe this and I believe that. And then talk about I bring the truth. No, you bring belief. You bring truth mixed with falsehood. Because truth is facts. Truth is simple reality. And there is no different realities. Well, that's my reality. That might be your. No such thing. We all need air to breathe. That's your and my reality. That's just the reality of things. There is no, I don't breathe oxygen and you breathe carbon dioxide. That's not reality. We all breathe a combination of gas. The majority of it is oxygen. We need water. We need something called food to live. We all will die. There is no your reality and my reality. That's just how it is. That's the reality of things. Truth is facts. Now, in a court of law, even though your evidence is real, even though your evidence is facts, if you can't produce it, if you can't bring it to court, it don't exist. So many of you make these claims that what you talk about is real. And we're going to say, give you the benefit of a doubt, is real. But if you can't bring your facts, your evidence to court, even though it's real, it does not exist. Aliens are real. Bring your evidence. God is real. How many people have come on this platform to show us God is real? How many platforms have I gone to and they tell us that God is real and the spirits is real? How many of them have shown with evidence and proven that these things are real? How many of them? Do they wish to associate with us? No, they don't. They want to hang around other people that will co-sign their lie. There's no such thing as a spirit. There's no such thing as a spook or God or demons and all this other nonsense. It's not real. And if you can't bring the evidence, even if it is real, it don't exist because you can't bring the evidence. And it's very simple, y'all. Put one of your spirits in a jar. Put one of your spirits on a piece of glass so we can see your spirit under a microscope. It's simple as that. How many times have I came on this platform and I just reach out? Matter of fact, we can do it right now. Okay. I lost my mother 2 years ago. Mama. If you're listening, come here on the live stream with us. Mama. My mama is going to come here from the spirit world and talk to us. The first spirit on a live stream. My mother is going to come here and talk to us. Now, while we waiting on my mother to come join us on this live stream, we're going to go ahead and finish up our talk. As soon as my mama get here, we're going to stop everything, stop the presses, and we're going to let my mother talk to us from the spirit world. I'm joking around. It'll be real funny if it happened. I'll be shocked. If it happened, hey, what can we say? Now, the thing about truth is not stagnant. Truth is ever changing because we live in an environment of lies. We live in an environment of deceit. for thousands and thousands of years. And so now we live the age of believing is over. We are now living in the age of knowing. So now that the age of knowing is slowly coming into effect, more people are critical thinkers. More people are seeking knowledge instead of belief and facts. Then what we used to know has to change. It can't stay the same. When you add something to what we knew, it has to change the conclusion. Okay, what we know, 1 + 1 = 2. All right? That's correct, right? But we cannot continue to say 1 + 1 = 2 if we know 3 is there. 3 and 2 is 5. So it has to change. What these people, many of these people that talk to us they want us to continue to embrace something that no longer exists, because now we have new evidence. We have new facts. So that what we used to know has to change. So what comes from Pan-Africans and Black First and the new Black Panther Party, RBG or whatever you want to call it, they want us to continue to live in a time where now we have new information, but they don't want to change. 1 + 1 = 2, that was correct then. But now we know 3 exists. So now we live in the world of 5. And when another number comes, it's no longer 5, it continues. Truth changes. Knowledge changes. It has to change because there's always new discovery, new evidence. At any time I'm in error or incorrect, please correct me. It's just like in a court of law. You find a person guilty, but if there's new evidence that the jury can see or hear, that's going to change the conclusion, because I can't think the way I did originally because this evidence did not exist. Now I have to consider the new evidence. Pan-Africans and all these people, whoever, they do not want to acknowledge the fact that we, Black Americans, had a relationship with Native American people. They do not want to acknowledge the fact that there were dark-skinned Black Native Americans here, not red, just as Black, just as dark as any African. They was already here. They don't want to acknowledge these things. This is true evidence. They do not want to acknowledge the fact that Native Americans was reclassified, being called Black, African, Negro, and colored. They reclassified Native Americans like that. You cannot continue to think the way that you think, and we have this evidence. It cannot be ignored. Unless you are a liar. Unless you're trying to sell some kind of narrative. We're not going to do that here. This is why we come to the conclusion that we have And if there's some kind of new information, I'm going to have to change how I look at things, how we look at things with new evidence. It's the right thing to do unless you are a deceiver, unless you are a criminal, unless your intent is nefarious. You're just an exploiter, just like your slave master is. And that's our problem. These people have the same mindset as the oppressor, and they use the same vernacular as the oppressor. The same words. The only thing you have to do is when you listen to Pan-Africans and Black first and all this blackly stuff, take out all the African Black reference and just put white. They sound just like Adolf Hitler. They sound just like the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, any of these other people, because that's who they are. They are the offspring of white supremacy. We don't use color here. We are soul brothers and sisters. They use the definitions and the labels of the oppressor, African and Black. Those labels come from Europeans because they are Europeans' children. So how can these lead you to liberation when they are part of that which oppress us? They put on a good front. They sound good, whatever. They do not have our best interests at heart. They have a narrative. They have an agenda for themselves. They do not care about all the people. We're almost done. We're almost done. Can you hang? We're almost done here. From the story Good Times, shout out to one of my favorite people, Bernadette Stannis, who played Thelma. Thelma. Remember Paco? What's his name? Papo? That's the way I would be. Wait a minute. Thelma. I'm sorry. Terry. There was an episode when James was fixing a pipe under the sink. And Michael suggested to him, hey, Daddy, maybe you can use this. And James, just blew him off. I know what I'm doing. I'm an expert. Basically, Michael is just a boy. You don't know. We got to acknowledge one of our own. Razzie Fry is in the house. I have to stop because Razzie is one of our number one people. No matter what I'm doing, when our people are number ones, when they show up on the scene, I stop everything and have to acknowledge our people. Razzie Fry is in the house. Thank you, Razzie, for joining us this afternoon. Always glad to see you. Razzie Fresh is in the house, in his. Shout out to Razzie Fry. Y'all give a Razzie Fry in the house. Soul power forever, no doubt. That's why I also keep notes, so I can always stop and go back. I know where I left off at. It's always good to keep notes. We was talking about Michael Evans and James. And so James was blowing Michael off. Daddy, you should use, give me what I asked, sir. So Michael gave James what he asked for, whatever it was. And when the dust settled, whatever tool it was that Michael wanted to give his father, that was the right tool for the job. The lesson in this is, some of us, we become so arrogant and know-it-all. So when you look at a child can't tell me nothing. I'm grown. What can a child tell me? I'm a follower of Elijah Muhammad. Do you know what Elijah Muhammad done? Do you know Marcus Garvey? Who is Angel Snup Nup 7? That reality's temple stuff. Who cares about that stuff? We got the right tool. You're going to find out, like James, that this Michael Evans got the right tool. You're going to find out just like James. And James didn't even say, I'm sorry, Mike. You was right. That's how arrogant we are, nasty we are. So all thing we're going to do is sit back in the cut like Michael did and watch you be a damn loser until you realize that's the right tool, Michael. Unfortunately, this is the mindset and mentality of people. They're going to have to be forced. They're going to have to be put in a position to show without a shadow of a doubt that they're wrong. And we just sit back in the cut and watch. So the Nation of Islam has a scandal going on. Riza Islam or whatever, they got a scandal going on. And all these other losers, they're not doing anything. They're not doing no more than what we're doing. They have more money, more resources, everything, and can't do nothing. Accomplishing nothing. We built a house yesterday. You've been building this house for the last 10 years, sir. For yourself, not for all the people. You build something for yourself. So they live in denial. I understand denial because I remember when I first started losing my hair. I don't have hair like I used to have. It was a barber that cut my hair for years. He has no reason to lie to me. He told me one day, hey, you're starting to lose some hair up here. I actually got angry at him, called him a liar. There's no need for him to lie. He's cut my hair, been cutting my hair for years. I'm getting angry. I didn't even want to look at my head. I just call him a liar. You a liar. I don't want you cutting my hair no more. Don't play with me like that. That's how we act. I was in denial. I went to the mirror. I saw the bald spot and was still in denial. Well, that can't be true. You know how when you're losing your hair, you start taking some of the other hair and try to cover it up? because hair mean a lot to us. I mean, I love my hair. I love that little afro and cut it up, and you can go on my website, you can see, and I show pictures of myself when I had hair on my head. We put a lot of emphasis on hair. Now the brothers always talk about the sisters wear those weaves, and the brothers care about their hair just as much. Matter of fact, some brothers are buying the weave version for men. Yes, they are. I seen a magazine. The weave. Hey, how you doing, Tracy? Tracy said, I was trying to do a comb over. But I mean, it's something that happened. Michael Jordan just cut his hair off because he was going, I don't know what it is. It's something in us. We get a certain age and that bald spot start coming. And I don't want to look like George Jefferson. I'd rather just cut the hair off. Michael Jordan cut his hair off. LeBron James just decided to cut his hair off. I mean, that's just life. But we, contrary to popular belief, men love their hair too. I know I have the Deacons of Reality in the chat room. I know they can't imagine going through life and they start losing their hair. We love hair too. I know I love my hair. That's why I was in denial. I love getting those different haircuts and looking fresh, and I like that kind of thing. You going bald right there. And you go into denial. Even though you see, without a shadow of a doubt, it's true. So one day, I was playing cards, and this one of the card players said, "Hey man, you going bald right there." I'm like, here we go again. But the thing about it was, how long you gonna live in denial? Because I know I'm going bald. I already know. I'm just in denial. So one day, I went to the drugstore and bought a pair of clippers, and I just decided cut it all off. That was a very sad day. Many of you brothers that had hair and you went bald or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. That was a sad day. I was very upset. But the thing about it was, I'm upset, but the sisters actually like me without the hair. Now, that's the killer thing. Now, I'm upset because I don't want to lose my hair, but I want my hair because I want to look fresh for the sisters, but the sisters saying they like me better without the hair. Ain't that something? But I'm upset because I lost my hair and was in denial. Oh, wow. See, you're in denial of being who we are. We want to be Africans and we want to be Native Americans. We want to be everything except ourselves. Because we are in denial and we think that we have to be part of somebody else in order to have some kind of value. But you will see, when you recognize, accept your own and be yourself, you're going to see how fly and how wonderful and how great you and I really are. And you're going to be glad to get rid of all that hair and just be who you are. don't want to be yourself. Some of us want to be fake. Sisters with short hair, they want to buy the wigs and the weaves or whatever. But the reality is, under all that weaves and fake hair, that's not you. And some men, they get disappointed when they get to know the real you. Go home, you start taking down all that fake hair and fake breasts, padded up bras and fake booty pads. Like, damn, what else? What's the real you? Oh, because you got all this fake stuff. And the same thing with the brothers. Some of us, we buy those fake weave hair things and whatever. And we try to put on the front like we this and that and that. What's wrong with just being who you are? If people like you, if people love you, they're going to love you with hair. They're going to love you without hair. It don't make any difference. And that's the fact. If they only was interested in you for your money or for your fame, your celebrity, or your muscles, or whatever it is, they didn't love you to begin with. They ain't caring about you to begin with. Take me for who I am. If you don't like this, it's best for you to go on. I'm going to be me. That's why sometimes I can dress up a little bit for a video, and sometimes I might not shave for weeks and weeks and come here in a raggedy t-shirt, all ripped up, turned brown, because that's how I live. That's how I do. I don't have to impress no damn body. You like me for who I am, whether I'm in a suit or I am in rags. If I have $5 or $500,000, it makes no difference. You don't and should not want to be around people that don't like you, don't love you for who you are, because sooner or later, they're going to see you for who you really are. And if they don't like it, they're going to leave. You shouldn't want to be around people like that. You should want to always keep people with you that keep it real. I am going to have respect and have love for my deacons of reality, whether they have hair on their head or they don't. Whether they have $5 in their pocket or $500,000 in their pocket. It don't make any difference. You should like people for who and what they are, not for what they got or what they look like. I can like Terry if she was bald with no makeup on. If you like somebody, just like them. Or are you liking an image and the image turned out fake? It's not real. Now, do you think these ladies look like this every day in their everyday life? They don't look like that. That's not real. I've seen some pictures of Terry at home. She likes to wear loose-fitting jogging clothes and whatever, no makeup. But that's not real. That's not every day. That's an image. It's not real. We want to put on a show. We want to entertain. We want to perpetrate a fraud. You can wear all the dashikis you want. You're not an African. You can You can put eagle feathers in your hair. You're not a Native American. You can put a pig in a tuxedo. It's still a pig. It's not a human being. It's still a pig. What is wrong with being who we are? That's what we're going to do here. We're going to be who we are. I don't need to join nobody so they can give me value. I don't need an African to give me value. I don't need a Native American to give value. I can create my own culture, my own language, my own way of doing things. I don't need nothing from you. So when I talk and tell you who I am, you can't tell me, well, that's not how it goes because I stole it and copying you. No, this is mine. See, nobody can tell me what the reality's temple is about because this is mine. It didn't come from nobody else. It didn't come from Marcus Garvey or the Nation of Islam or India or China. It comes from me. It comes from me, my personal experience. It comes from us, my people experience in this nation. Us. Well, what about our ancestors? What about ancient people? They have all this knowledge and whatever. Ancient people, we give ancient people the respect that they earn, that they deserve. Ancient people were illiterate and ignorant. Yes, some of them developed great sciences and great disciplines and books and whatever. But it makes you wonder, if you can develop all this fancy science and astronomy and biology, if they got it going on like that and they know all this, if they have all this great science, if Kemet, just using Kemet as an example, if Kemet was so great, had so much science, why was they still spooky? Why was they still worshiping these deities, these invisible gods that don't exist? They were idol worshipers. The majority of these people was idol worshipers. Some of them worship dogs. Some of them worship crocodiles and bears or whatever. But they had all these great signs. They worship. They had honor for the leopards and the cougars and whatever. They still were spooky. What did they need religion for? If they had all this great science and technology, what they need religion and spirituality for? Some of these people was practicing human sacrifice. I know the Maya people, I believe it's the Maya people, they were great farmers. There's a place where the Mayans did all this farming, and the soil, they don't know how they treated the soil, but the soil is still fertile after all these thousands of years gone by. But the Mayans, to my knowledge, they believed in human sacrifice. And Lord, please don't be a virgin. Because if you're a virgin, God loves virgin. So they want to strap you up and take you up on the mountain and cut your heart out and sacrifice you to this invisible God, whatever. I wonder some of y'all ladies want to give it up real quick. I don't want to be sacrificed to God. They might bring that back. They might bring that back. They were spooky. And here we are. We are more technically advanced, more scientifically advanced than those ancient people from back then. And we spooky. And we spooky too. Here in America, they had guns and they had other type of technology in America. But they was burning women at the stake because the demons and the spirits or whatever, the evil spirits, they called them witches, and they burned the women at the stake. Very rarely, if you notice, it's all females. It's the female virgin I'm going to sacrifice to God. It's the female witches that get burned at the stake. Y'all women catch hell. These men got y'all evil as hell. And you want to be part of that. You females want to be part of all this religion and spirit. Y'all the one gonna get sacrificed to the God. Especially if you're a virgin. God loved virgin. Remember Mary? Mary was a virgin. God loved virgin. Woo! And you want to be part of this stuff. Spiritual, religious stuff. Yes. We're going to bring this talk to a conclusion. In our modern day, we have cell phones, we have nuclear weapons, we got cars. Now, most of us, we don't know how cell phones work. That should be spooky. Because most of us, we use cell phones every day. We have no idea how cell phones work. And we drive cars. We don't know how cars work. Computers. This should be very spooky to us. But we have all this technology. And then we go to the church, go to the mosque, we go to the synagogue, even though we have all this high technology, and still spooky as hell. I don't understand it. How can you live in a world with all this technology, all this science, and still spooky? That's because there are still things that we don't understand and we don't know. That's the purpose of religion. That's the purpose of spirituality. It brings answers to what we don't know. We want to feel like we know. We can't sit back in the cut and say, I don't know. Figure it out later. We can't do that. We want to tell and bring an answer right now. We can't wait for the real answer. I'm going to tell you now. So religion and spirituality has been created to give us answers to explain what we don't know. What happened after we die? Well, the soul comes out the body and it goes through something and flies through the universe. And religion and spirituality gives an answer. Can these things be proven? No, they cannot be proven. But these same people will tell you, we tell the truth. No, you tell belief. None of these things can be proven. So now we are ready to bring our talk to conclusion. And if any of the billions of spirits are out there in spirit world, in the spirit realm, I invited my mother to come to the live stream. She's not here. I've invited her to come to the live streams a few times on the broadcast because it would really be amazing if my mother or some other spirit would come join us so that we can see that this is factual, that this is real. Nobody. Not one. Billions of people have died on this planet. You mean to tell me not one can come here on this live stream and verify for us that this is real? We're only asking for one. You don't even have to speak our language. Just one. So we must stand on truth regardless of the consequence. We should be proud to be a snitch. We should be proud to be a whistleblower. We should be proud to be a truth teller. Truth hurts. Truth only hurts the unrighteous, the criminal. These are the only ones who have a problem. Righteous people don't have a problem with the truth. And if you have the truth, according to the scriptures, truth shall set or make you free. And you're not free. There's got to be something wrong with the truth that you're claiming. Truth is knowledge, and knowledge is power. But if we have truth via knowledge, but we have no power, we're going to have to, and you should question the truth and the knowledge that we claim. And we should not be so arrogant in letting or getting advice from little Michael Evans, who had the right tool for the job that James needed in order to fix whatever the problem was under the sink. Angel Snubbed Up 7, this platform, Reality's Tip on Earth, we have the tool that you need in order to fix this problem under the sink. I'm telling you, it's your arrogance that's keeping you from being a winner. It's your love for this world, for the pornography, for the liquor, the money, the material things of this world. You are in love with this world. And this is why the church has not changed the people, because instead of being outside this world, they are part of this world. And the mosque, they are the same way, caught up in materialism. Success is materialism. How much money I can get. How many views, subscribers I can get. Caught up in the filth and the Barnum and Bailey of this world. I would advise and suggest that we get on the soul train so we can get out of here. You're not going to find nothing, no vision, no plan better than the Mississippi campaign. Now, I did approach Brother ThＸ Bay
Morris World TV, and he said that he didn't mind a debate on Mississippi Campaign versus Noble Drew Ali. And I think I can have probably a nice civil debate with Brother ThＸ. And that would be a good thing. But we're arrogant because there's no doubt Mississippi Campaign covers more territory, and the Mississippi Campaign is 2000. Moorish Science Temple is 1920. We're supposed to grow and evolve. How are you growing and evolving stuck in 1920? Driving a Model T when we're driving an up-to-date 2022 Ferrari, Toyota, Celica, or whatever. You're not evolving. You're not even able to accomplish what Noble Drew Ali done because you're divided and we're following dead people. And everybody has their version of what the dead person might and might not do. How are you going to get anywhere? And these are other Moorish Science Temple believers. But they cannot get together to do nothing because they cannot agree on, and really they don't know what to do because their leader is dead. And he failed in his mission. They don't like for us to say this, but our people failed. Dr. King failed, but he was assassinated. Malcolm failed, but he was assassinated too. But those who are living, you fail. 50 years after the civil rights era, what have you accomplished? You have failed. There has been no Messiah to come up from among the people to energize and inspire all of them. But he exists. And I say that you're listening and you can talk to that one that can take you to where we need to go. I'm Michael Evans. And I say that with utmost humility. We are on time. This platform is on time. Like Elijah Muhammad said, you can take it or let it alone. We'll sit back in the cut and just keep watching you fail. Until, James, you ask your son, give me the proper tool. So on that note, thank you for joining us this afternoon. And we'll catch you on the next spontaneous live stream. And hopefully we won't have these technical difficulties. Next time I go live, I think I'll go live on RESTream and see what's happening with RESTream. There's something wrong with the sharing mechanism in StreamYard, messing up, so I couldn't play our regular commercials introduction video. So I want to apologize for technical difficulties. Thank you so much. Thank you, Facebook and Instagram listeners. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, Deacon's Reality, Razzie Fry. Who was that? Somebody new I didn't see. They started off the program with us. Thank you for joining us, all newcomers. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to Soul Liberation Day 2023, the transformation from a Negro to a God. I hope that we can come up with a message that really can bring that topic home to us. So on that note, thank you so much. And it's always an honor for you to give me some of your time, and I much appreciate it. So from me, Angel Snub 7, the supporters, we thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And as our ancestor Don Cornelius used to always say, as in parting, I wish us love, peace, 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 and soul. We are Audi 5000.